Hey guys, so today I am coming back with a video on how to recreate this look that I have on this eye right here. I created it off camera. I really like how it came out, so I'm gonna show you guys how to get the exact same look. Okay, so for today's look, I'm gonna be using my Hauntingly Glamorous Palette by Unearthly Cosmetics and Sydney Nicole. I love this palette. Unearthly Cosmetics, if you didn't know, is a small indie brand, but I absolutely love all of their palettes. I have a lot of them, but not all of them. I wish I could have all of them. But I really do recommend their eyeshadows. They're really good, and they have came out with more products, but I haven't gotten my hands on them, so hopefully soon I will be able to. But I'm gonna show you guys the colors I'm using for today's eye look with this palette. Okay, so this is the inside of the palette. These are the colors right here. They're absolutely beautiful. I love all of them. They all have like a grayish sort of hue to them, but they're so pretty. So for today, I'm gonna be using this purple right here. It's almost like a periwinkle purple. I'm gonna be using that one, as well as this like blue turquoise. I'm gonna be using this blue. I liked it because it looked a little bit purple, but once it's on the eyes, it's a little bit more blue. And then this almost like darker turquoise blue. I'm not completely sure, but those are going to be the 4 shades that I'm going to use from this palette right here. You'll see how it comes out. And then the only other shade that I use that's from a different palette, it's just a black, and I use it from the Wild Jaguar from Huda Beauty. I just used the black shadow that's in here as far as what I used to deepen up the... Why do I keep doing this eye? As far as the darkness that I added to the blue at the end. Okay, so I just went off camera and I carved underneath my eyebrow and primed my eye. I'm using the EYE-CING eyeshadow base by GLAMLITE, this one right here. And I'm using it in the shade Buttercream. You can use whatever you have. I know that there's a lot of eyeshadow bases and eyeshadow primers. So it's whatever. I just used this one because I have it since like forever ago and hadn't used it. I am not setting it because I want the shadows to have full pigment, and if you set usually your eye base or concealer or whatever it is, your eyeshadows don't tend to give you that full impact of color, so I leave it tacky just the way it is. I just blend it out and I go in directly with color like that. But the first shade I'm gonna go in with is the Unpleasant Dreams, that periwinkle purple, and I'm gonna take it on a Morphe M507, and I'm just gonna pack it with color completely, you know, once it's all, you can see right there, it's so fully packed. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add that to like the inner corner, just like half moon sort of thing, you know. The thing I do is I don't swipe, I kind of just tap. Don't mind, I have my little Yoda mirror, but I go in like this and then I just start tapping. Okay, so I build it up a little bit more just because since it is such a light color, it does take like a bit of time to build up the color. So like I said, I just kind of keep going back and forth, and then now I start kind of swiping back and forth. I like this brush because it's so small that it gets like right on my little crease right here, right exactly where I want to place the shadow. Okay, so after this first shade that I added, I'm gonna take the second shade, which is Blood Curdling. I don't know how to say anything. Blood Curdling. That sounds weird. I don't know. But it's this the turquoise in the palette. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna add that to the outer part of the eye, and I'm gonna be using the Morphe and Ariel 820. It's like I don't know if you guys could see, it's more like a slanted, but it's perfect because I usually pick up like the eyeshadow with one side of it like this, and I kind of just tap it because I'm not blending, I'm just kind of tapping the color into place. So as you can see, I have it right there. I have nothing on the other side, but I just have it like that. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start stamping it where I want it. I'm not adding none to this middle part right here yet, just because you can drag the colors out or in. and I want it to be more of a seamless blend. That's why I'm not going directly in the middle with the color, because when I start blending, I want it to be more seamless and kind of just drag the color in and then drag this color out, and it creates like a perfect like blend of the two colors. And I just don't want to go with, like I said, just full pigment. Okay, so I kind of went off camera a little bit, but the only thing I did was I just added more pigment to it. I added more of that shadow, and I kind of just started like slowly and very you know, grabbing it almost towards the end of the brush, just slowly kind of swiping a little bit. Okay, so after I went in with the second color, the turquoise, I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade that I use for this eye look, which is the Cyan Sweater. It's this one right here in the palette. It's like a super rich dark blue. It's super pretty. It has a little bit of like sparkle to it, but not throughout the whole eyeshadow. I don't know, it's a little weird, but it's completely matte. So, and I forgot to say, but I'm gonna be using the Morphe M503. It's almost similar to the Ariel one that I grabbed, pretty much almost the same shade. It's just this one's a little bit more compact, so this is the one I'm gonna use to add that color. Okay, so I went in with the second coat just to build up the color a little bit more, and I feel like it's to a point where I'm like satisfied with it. Okay, so after going in with that blue on the outer corner, this dark rich blue, I'm gonna go in with this other shade. Excuse my pronunciation, I can't say it, like I can't pronounce it right, so my bad, but it's called Movie Macabre. I'm not completely sure, but it's this darker it's not this one, it's this one. This darker blue right here. It's like a darker turquoise blue, but it's not as deep as this blue that I used right here. So I'm gonna use this one, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use it to blend this dark blue into this turquoise. And the brush that I'm gonna be using for that shade is going to be the Pro Crease 24 by Sephora. It's like a small blending brush. Okay, so I went off camera and just kept blending with that same shade that I used last, the Movie Macabre. And like I said, I just kept going back and forth, and I don't know if you guys could see, it's like a lot more blended now from right here to right here. Obviously I took some of that blue up, but it's like a nicer line between that turquoise that I applied first and this blue now. So now what I'm gonna do again is I'm gonna take that same turquoise color I put up at the top first, which is blood curling, and apply it a little bit again and just kind of diffuse it out, just so that that color does not get lost. So grab a little more and just tap all over. I'm gonna start dragging it in towards that middle so I can connect that purple with this blue. I wanted it to blend perfectly into that light purple color we added. I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a nude color to the top of my brow bone. I don't ever really like to take it all the way up to my brow bone, just don't really like how it looks on me. You can take whatever nude eyeshadow you like, it could even be white, it's up to you. In a Morphe and Ariel 829 brush, it's like a smaller flat brush if you could see, and I just tap it all on the top of my eyelid and you're good. Okay, so now that I've added that brow bone color, I'm gonna go back in with the eyeshadow that I put to be my transition, which is that turquoise. Go back in and just add a little bit of that color back in so it doesn't completely fade because of that nude shadow that we put on top. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go again in with that purple color, and I'm gonna re-add some to the inner corner. But this time I'm gonna start dragging it out towards the turquoise. Everything looks the way I want it to look. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that brush that I blended my eyeshadow base with, and I kind of just go on top of where there's no eyeshadow that I put down, because that's where I'm gonna put a pigment So I'm just gonna go on top. I'm not gonna use any more of it. I'm just grabbing whatever's left on it and just tapping so that if there's any creasing, it goes away. Just kind of tapping it out as much as I can. Okay, so now for what I'm gonna use to get the pigment, because it's a pigment, obviously it's loose and it has like a glitter to it. What I'm gonna do to make it stick to my eyelid, you could use the NYX glitter glue, which I've used and I have. But I was trying out this trick from a TikTok artist who does makeup on other people, and she says that she uses a hair gel for her pigments and that it doesn't smudge or budge or anything. I'm not sure of her name. If not, I would say her name. I'll try to find who she is if I can. But she was saying that the hair gel that she uses, I'm not sure completely the name of the gel, but I'll put it on the screen. It's alcohol free, so that's what I'm gonna be using. I have it in this little tub right here. I use it for this eye and it seems to work pretty well. Like, it's on and it's not coming off, so I think it's good. And I mean, I've seen it here at Walmart in the US, at Walmart stores. I've seen it, and it's a pretty big tub for like cheap. I mean, if you can get a big tub of gel and it works like eye primer, like glitter glue, why would you not? You know, just putting you on to what I was put on. And as far as the eye pigments that I'm going to be using, they're by J.CAT BEAUTY. I bought them at Ulta. I'm not sure if they still have them. If they do, leave a link below. I'm using the color Mirror on the Wall, and this one is Molten Magic. One is like more purple, which I think is this one is the more purple one, and this one's more like blue. I'm gonna mix both of them together because I like the way that they look with the purple and the blue, since I have, you know, that purple in the front and that blue in the back. Just grabbed a flat shader brush and I got some of that glue on it. That gel. It's not glue, the gel. And I'm just gonna tap it. I'm not gonna drag it or anything. I'm just gonna tap on where I want the pigment to lay. And I'm not sure if I said this, but the gel is alcohol free, so it doesn't contain high amounts of alcohol like other ones do, so it's safe to be around your eyes. And those are the two that I'm putting down, but I'm mixing them together. So as far as the black that I'm using, it's from the Wild Jaguar palette from Huda Beauty. I'm just going to be using the black, but you could use any black you have. It doesn't really matter. It's just because the other palette that I was using by Unearthly Cosmetics doesn't have a black, so I needed a black from another palette. I picked up the black on a Morphe 321. It's like a small pointed brush, and that's just what I'm going to be using. Do now is just take a more fluffy pointed brush like this one right here. It's just more pointed. It's more flexible, like it's loose, and this is from Hank and Harry. It's called Monica, the brush that I'm going to be using, and I'm just going to be blending out that black with this. Okay, so once I have that black blended out, I'm gonna go in with a Morphe Ariel A25 brush. It's like a small round brush, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some of the dark blue and blend that black into that dark blue. Now I'm gonna do is just grab a wipey and clean out the outer corner of my eye, so that way it gives the shape that I already created on this side. Okay, so now it's time to move on to the face before we can finish up the eyes. To prime my face, I'm going to be using the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. I'm going to be using that right here just to get rid of the large pores that I have right here and a little bit of the texture that I have right here because of the acne that I get right here on the side. And I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Mint Melt, the green one, to prime the rest of my face. That way my makeup can stay for longer, because I do have like a very oily T-zone, so I need something that like grips my makeup to my face so it doesn't like move and slide around, especially because I mean I live in Vegas and it's freaking hot here, so I need something that's gonna last on my skin. So now that I have primed, the only other thing I'm going to do before putting on foundation is I'm going to color correct. I'm using the Dragon Beauty corrector in orange, and I'm just going to use it for this vein right here that I have that just never wants to leave me alone. I'll let it sit just for like those 30 seconds so it can get a little bit thicker, give me a little bit more full coverage, and I'll just blend it out on just right here, this area. As far as the foundation I'm going to be using today, it's the Maybelline Super Stay. This one right here. I think it comes in a little bit of a different packaging now. I got it right before they changed the packaging. But I'm mixing the shade 128 and the shade 110 because my perfect shade of skin is 118, I think. But whenever I went to store, they never had it. And to this day, I go and they never have it. So I think it's like the most sold shade. I'm not completely sure. This one is a little bit too dark for me. And this one's obviously way too light for me. Like way too light. So I do 2 pumps of the dark and 1 pump of the light one. And it makes like my perfect shade. A little bit sometimes darker, a little bit lighter sometimes. But I just work with it. Today I'm going to be going in with the Tarte Shape Tape, the original. This is my tried and true, I have always loved this concealer, still love it. It's like really full coverage, which I like. So I'm going in with the shade Light Neutral, and I just go in with it normal, like a regular triangle underneath the eyes, and we should be good. I usually let it sit for like anywhere from 30 seconds to like a minute. So like I said, the formula can thicken up a little bit and give me more of a full coverage. So to sit underneath my eyes, everywhere where I put the concealer, which is like underneath my eyes and on my upper lip area, I'm going to be using the Dragon Beauty powder in Invisible. And this is just the only one I'm going to use for where I put the concealer. And the rest of my face, I'm going to set it with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder. This powder is so good and it is cheap, so get your hands on it. And I'm just going to be going in again with my sponge and just blending out underneath my eyes so that I have no creasing before I put the powder on. You don't want to set any creases underneath your eyes, girl. Okay, I'm going to grab the Dragon Beauty powder in a little sponge like this. You can get them from Amazon, that's where I got them from, and I'm using this to set underneath my eyes. Now that I've set my under eyes and stuff, now I'm gonna use this big like sponge. It's not a sponge, it's like, I don't know what you call these right now, honestly. But anyways, I got these off of Amazon too, and I'm just gonna grab the Wet n Wild powder with this one and just set the rest of my face. Then once I have all the powder on my face, I just grab a big fluffy brush and I kind of just go in and dab, and at the same time kind of swirl just to get any excess product off of my skin if there is any from the powder. I'm gonna use the setting spray so that it can kind of melt into my face, and whatever powder I put on top of it, like bronzer, blush, all of that, goes perfectly with my skin. Okay, so the first shade that I'm gonna take underneath the eye, on the outer part on this eye, is going to be Scion's Weather, which is that dark blue that we put on the top. And I'm going to be taking the Morphe and Ariel A18. It's like a really small detailed flat brush, so I'm gonna take that color on this brush and put it right against the underneath my lashes, so right on the lash line, pretty much under the eyes. And I'm only taking it halfway on my eye, like I'm not gonna go more, because if you see, the blue stops right here, which is exactly where I stopped, and that's exactly where I want to stop. I don't want to bring that color more in, just because I feel like sometimes dark colors can close up the eye, and I want my eyes to look like big and bright, not like all closed. To blend out that dark blue, I'm gonna go in with the color Blood Curling. It's the turquoise in the palette, and I'm gonna take it on this Makeup by Myra brush. It's the E5. It's this smaller. It's like a flat brush too. It's small, but it's a little bit fluffier than the one we got before. The one we got before is like really thin, where this one's more fluffy. And the thing about this too that I do is, because since I already have those colors on the top and I want them to connect, I grab them and I put them underneath, but I also drag them out like this, so that it connects with the outer part from the top, and it can have like a seamless blend. Okay, so now that I've gone and blended the turquoise, if you guys could see right there underneath the blue, I'm gonna go in with Movie Macabre. Remember, I can't pronounce this one right here. So I'm gonna go in with this one on that same E5 brush, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of it, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it between the turquoise and a dark blue, right in the middle of it. That's where I'm gonna go. Okay, so off camera, I went in with the EYE-CING eyeshadow base in the color White Frosting. It's literally white. And I put it on the inner part of my eye right here. I just grabbed a small brush and I just stamped it, because since I obviously applied concealer and powder, and the shade, the purple shade that we used on the top, is very light, it wasn't gonna grab onto it, and I needed that full pigment. So now I'm gonna grab that purple shade, which is Unpleasant Dreams, this really periwinkle purple, and I'm gonna stamp it onto the inner part of the eye. What I did is I took a very small brush and I went in with that same eyeshadow base, that white one, and I just created this inner corner right here, if you guys could see, because I want a bright inner corner. So what I'm taking this time for my inner corner is I'm gonna take these JEFFREE Star Extreme Frost highlighters. I'm taking Choking on Eyes and Gag Me. I don't know why we all know why he has these names, but Gag Me is like blue. I don't know if you guys could see on camera. It has the blue shift, and Choking on Eyes is purple. But the formula of these is like more of a glitter. It's not much of a highlighter. It's more like glitter, which is what I love, because I love glitter. So I'm gonna grab a combination of both, grab a brush, combine both of them, and then use it on my eye, on that inner corner where I have the white. I grabbed the Morphe M709. I picked up both of them, if you could see, and now I'm gonna stamp them. That's the glitter already on from the highlighters, and it's just so pretty. I love glitter. Glitter makes me happy. What can I say? I can't say nothing more. Okay guys, so for this part of the video where I'm doing my face routine, I'm going to have to do a voiceover. I'm sorry, but the background just got too noisy. My dogs were playing with another brother and I couldn't do anything about it, so I'm sorry. But right here, I'm just going to be using this bronzer. Obviously, I'm showing you little snippets of my face routine so you guys get an idea. I'm just going to take that bronzer, you know, everywhere I put bronzer, and taking it on my nose. That's the way that I usually contour my nose, even though I don't need to do much. I just follow the natural lines and I just blend that out. Okay, so here I'm going to take this Sephora blush and I'm just going to apply it like I regularly apply blush, taking it up to my temples, as you can see a little bit. I just like taking it up because I like getting a more diffused blush look. I just like everything looking a little bit more cohesive with my blush. Right here I'm going to take another blush from Sephora, but it's going to be in a lighter shade, and like you saw right there, I'm telling you that I'm going to apply it to the apples of my cheeks to help diffuse the more pink shade that I put before it. And I'm taking that same light shade of blush and putting it on my forehead just to make everything look put together with my blush. Now I'm taking a fluffy brush just to go around and blend all the powders together. That way I can get a more seamless blend everywhere. I'm just going to take this brush all around my face where I have applied my powders, and like I said, that way it just helps me and reassures me that everything is well blended and I have no harsh lines when it comes to any of my blush or bronzer or anything that I've put to this point. Okay, here I'm gonna grab my Hourglass Ambient Lightening Powder in Dim Light, and I grab a little bit of that in a fluffy brush and just put it on the apples of my cheeks. I put it on my chin, I put it some on my nose and on my forehead because I want it to give me you know, a little bit more of a luminous look. I don't like a completely matte look, even though I do have oily skin. The completely matte look is just not for me, so I always take this powder over my face just to give me luminosity. Okay, here I'm taking this highlighter, it's a regular gold highlighter, and the only thing I'm doing is just adding it to my nose and my upper lip area because that's the only part where I want the gold highlight to be at. Okay, so for the highlighters I'm using on my face, these are the Kaleidos highlighters. Taking Moon Cruiser and Skywalker. Right here you can see that I'm showing you that one has a purple hue to it and the other one has a blue hue to it. So what I'm going to do is grab both of them on the same brush, as you can see right here, and I'm going to apply both of them just where I would regularly highlight on my face. Now I'm going to go in and set my face with my favorite spray, which is the Makeup Revolution Super Fix. This is the spray that I am always using on a daily basis. Okay, now here I'm going to take some of that spray and spray my sponge with it and take it on my hand to take some of the dampness away from my sponge because I don't want it to be too damp. And I'm just going to press all of that around my face just to give it an extra secure set with the sponge, and everything looks flawless. I'm just going to add some eyeliner, that way I'm able to blend my eyelashes a little bit better into my lash line. And here I just take a clean spoolie to separate all my lashes, make sure nothing is on them and they're not clumpy before I go in and curl them. Right here you see me curling them. I just do that as an extra step because sometimes my lashes can get all clumpy from different things that I'm using on my eyes. Here I'm going to go back in with that spoolie even after I applied mascara, just to make sure that there is no clumpiness from the mascara on my eyelashes and they're all well separated. Okay, so here I'm gonna take this eyeliner by Too Faced and I'm going to put it exactly almost where I put the darkness of the blue underneath my eye. Now I'm doing it to the waterline, and I am going to take this LA Girl pencil that is lighter and it's purple exactly underneath where I put that purple on my lower lash line. If you see this eye is red, I'm sorry, it's bothering me too, but as I put on my eyelashes, apparently either one of my eyelashes or one of the little hairs from the eyelash that I put on fell inside my eye, and I couldn't open my eye. It was hurting really bad, so I kind of had to, you know, like rub my eye, and then when I did see it, it's because I had two hairs inside of my eye. And I feel like I scratched myself on accident right here. I don't know if you guys could see, it's like red right there. Anyways, all I have left is just my lips. So I'm going to be taking my Dragon Beauty lip liner in the color 1.0cc. Using this to line. And then I am going to be using the Il Makiage and Carly Bible lipstick in the color Taurus, which is like a pretty nude pink. So I'm gonna use this combo. Okay, so when I line my lips, I just follow the natural shape of my lips. But recently I've been seeing that I think it's the trick that Ariel uses on his models, like his makeup models, where he says that you should overline your cupid's bow on your lips and then just follow it down, like just follow your natural lip line down. And I mean, I already do that, but I think I'm just gonna overline a little bit at the cupid bow and see how that looks. And then a trick that I do with my lips that I heard from somebody, and I never used to do it before, is that when you do like line your lips, always shade in the edges of your lips with a lip liner. Especially if your lip liner is like darker than your lipstick. So I don't know if you guys could tell, but like me shading in like the edges of my lips, I feel like when I smile or anything, like it makes my lips look like more pouty. I don't know, I could be wrong. But like you guys can't tell me this combo is it. Like the liner with the lipstick just goes so well together. It's like, it's almost like the same shade when you mix it in, but the lip liner is like a little bit darker, almost the same tone, but like a darker version of the lipstick, and it just goes so well together. Like, oof, I love it, I love it, I love it. I swear, when it's not my family, it's my dogs. I'm done. I'm done. This is the finished look. I absolutely love how it came out. I am obsessed with the eyes. I love how good these colors just work together. I am completely in love. If you guys like the look, let me know in the comments, and if you guys like the video, give the video a like, and if you would like to see some more videos of me in the future, I'm definitely going to be uploading some soon, so definitely subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in another video. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.